There's just still some significant divergences. Like we all know about the K-shaped consumer, and I'll get back into it. The high end is the glue that's keeping the consumer together because the low end has been under significant stress. That's spread into the mid consumer, as you can see by the retail sales reports that we've been seeing. I think the question in that respect is going to be what happens next year. Will the middle consumer and the low end consumer play catch up to the high end, or will the high end play catch down to the rest of the consumer base? And a lot of that is going to be predicated on what the stock market does, because much of the strength we've seen in the consumer in aggregate has come from the high end, which has benefited from the equity wealth effect on spending. The other K I mentioned was in capital spending. I keep hearing that we have a capital spending boom in our hands, and we do, except it's confined to one sector, which is technology, primarily, generative AI and all the ancillary spending around that. That expenditure from the business sector is up at almost a 20% annual rate this year. So that's a boom. The problem is that the rest of the capital spending in the economy is actually fractionally negative so far this year. So there's another massive anomaly and dichotomy and K-shape. And we'll see how that gets resolved next year. We know that the spending pledges related to AI are going to continue in the next year. The question is, what's going to happen with the rest of the capital spending pie? Because when you're taking a look at the data, what you see is that it's been a resource allocation shift from the old economy to the new economy. And I don't really look at these divergences as being healthy. I think it's just basically not showing any broad-based strength. It's really confined to what's happening in this inflection point in the innovation curve. Other parts of the capital spending picture have lagged well behind. We'll see how that plays out next year. The K-shape in the labor market, well, that's a pretty easy one. We have a no hire, no fire economy on our hands, and companies are not hiring. You see that the hiring rate is lower now than it was, before COVID hit. It's like been a hot knife through butter. Labor demand is clearly on the decline. At the same time, there hasn't been much of a firing cycle as companies continue to hoard their labor and prefer to adjust their hours worked and lay people off. But you see, the thing is that the hiring rate in the U.S. economy is so low that if we start to get the layoffs, we're really on a precipice where we're going to start to see monthly declines in non-farm payrolls. According to Jay Powell, that process already started in the spring. It just hasn't shown up yet in the official data, but will when we get future revisions. And then, of course, there's the stock market. It has broadened out, but the bottom line is that we still have the top 10 companies in the S&P 500 accounting for 40% of the market cap. So there's been some broadening out. That's helpful, but the degree of concentration in mega cap tech, that is yet to be resolved. So these are the question marks that I think hopefully will be answered in 2026.